What's crack-lacking, guys? Happy Tuesday. Just wrapping up the day after this WW did a flush out. Good thing I wasn't really paying attention to it. This thing was moving high percentage. Like, it was like a 10, 11, 12%, 15% flush right there. That happened instantly, but it was moving like this all morning. I didn't do too well on it. Just up, okay, 11%, 11% flush, and that instant 11%. So, some people play this stuff pretty big, some people don't. Some people are just people. I was actually playing it really small until it started challenging the dollar again, the whole dollar again. Up in, what's it? Probably this area. I think I got this move right here to 94. Yeah, it was 80, 87 to 94. Did not get it on camera, and it was only with 5,000 shares. So no big deal. But c'est la vie. I gave a little bit back here in this kind of consolidation zone, trying to catch it above 97. Didn't happen. Okay. It's all good. I'm sitting up decently today. $634, maybe a little bit more because my hedge was slightly red today. And when I mean a hedge, it's just a little bit of silver and gold and some emerging market stocks. Nothing too crazy. So what else? Let me see what we have on the recording of this morning, if there's anything interesting. Oh yeah, I literally just, the recording's only 40 minutes long. So I traded for 40 minutes, really only one trade made my entire morning basically, and then it was this opening trade on OMH, which, I didn't know it was going to move so wildly. But it moved pretty wildly. I didn't capture a whole bunch of it, but I got 10 cents pretty quickly. I think I got it twice. With 2,500 shares, that, nice morning, right? All right, so at the open here, just buying a little bit, and nice instant winner right there, about 10 cents. I made sure to wait for the halt levels to show up, showing that the stock was fully open. Could have held it a little bit longer, but not really, honestly. Like I cut it like just at VWAP there. Comes back down. In this instance, I want to see it test below the open level, because it hasn't done that yet. And these can really unwind pretty viciously from this sort of position here. And there we go. There's a little bit of a test here. Looks like it's holding. I'm in, and I'm out, and that's 425 out of those two trades. And the trades I make from here on out kind of just churn throughout the morning. I kind of just stay flat. I do keep my size down on it. I'll size down in a second here for the breakouts, and I just don't do well on it. One, just because it's breakouts, but two, I'm also being a little bit more timid, which honestly, I was ready to walk away right here, and probably could have cut my wrist tighter, but it just is how it is. Sometimes, you want to push it. I'm thinking $3 here pretty quickly. And then it gets there too quickly for me to jump in. And then I'm thinking VWAP test here. I thought that would be a VWAP test. Nope. And then it's making these phantom spikes where like a small order will get filled way high, and it kind of makes me not want to trade it. And I get filled really high here. Actually, no, I'm really late on it. That's what it was. It wasn't that I got filled high. I was just late. I got a little bit of a trade off this bounce down, and then, I'm just basically churning shares at this point. Nothing's really happening, so I kind of back off size. But it kept making these like really extreme kind of spikes. I ended up noticing too that it's probably should have noticed this before, but I might not have traded it. But I noticed it's a earnings call. I don't really like trading earnings. They seem to move in a weird kind of like constrained way. It's just not a good catalyst, at least for momentum. Okay, so it's down here, and then I jump in, but it seems like where did I get filled? Okay, I got filled at 88.9. Yeah, the liquidity at the lows and the highs of this thing is very tricky. So 89 right here flashes down to 70 here, but there's no liquidity there. I try to take a trade, and then instantly I cut it because I'm getting filled already mid-range. Even though it goes higher by a little bit, it's kind of just like bouncing in between this 85 to 95 area, like right here, but the orders are bouncing around. The spread never doesn't calm down, at least till right there. And then I take another fill kind of high there, and I get right back out because it's not going. So it started being like weird and tricky to trade, and then I was just like, I like making money. I'm gonna back off, and so I backed off in a second here, and then it kind of goes down, way down here. Finally, get some liquidity at the lows, but not like even here. Like it spikes lower, and I'm thinking, well, it's going to continue lower, but it just gives a little liquidity. That's all. And when I say liquidity, it means like you're able to fill at the price that it's printing. So you're able to fill there for a second at 71. But it shows it went all the way to 60. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's probably where it wants, like the new range is going to be. And I don't want to get filled at the top of the range, even though it didn't show down there on the level 2 and like for too long, if at all. I'm still cautious now because expectations are set lower, I feel like. So that's all the stuff that's kind of going through my head. And I know that like it's just like loosey goosey. The market's weird. This thing WW just keeps pushing up, and I avoided WW, which is this stock over here on the left-hand side, for a good amount of time, because it kind of just ran straight up, but not going. I mean, it went, but like not really. Like it's kind of just doing this undulation, top to bottom, kind of like upwards grind here, and it was also very volatile within that range. And so it's like I don't want to. I'm not zoned in on it. I don't know if it's like it's just had too many green candles in a row. It's about to be 9:45. I haven't seen a big flush out, clear out since kind of down here at the 60s, and now it's at 80s. And what's it going to look like? And in fact, the flush out, the smackdown, came in like 10 minutes later. I think it does keep continuing higher beyond my expectations, or at least okay, so it starts going sideways, so there's one sign. But then on this test higher, this would have been nice right here, but it looked like it was breaking this trend line here. And looking back, the trend line wasn't drawn really nicely. It looks like the angle could have been a little bit better, and it would have accommodated this. So, future reference. But it gets a big bid here in a second. Just a bunch of people buying right there. Really, really pushed up. Not okay, and it's holding too. Haven't seen the extreme volume. And it's looking troubling. I don't know, it's holding. These are always so difficult because it could flash from top to bottom. And it does so commonly, and there's big sellers, and it's SS short sale restriction, and so you're having to get in a very weird, volatile environment. That, along with it, ran a lot already, and so there's just a lot of volume of people who have just bought it and who are just trading it. Very, very short term, and now this is like they got their win up here. It hit 89, and then what's going to happen here? That's a really high volume green candle too. A lot of people bought into that, so now we see the extreme volume, whereas before we didn't really see it. And this is where people can get in trouble here. All right, so it's kind of creeping lower. I take a small trade. Not really in the mood to hang around. It does look like it's kind of holding above the highs here for a second. And I'm just churning shares. Might even take one more trade here. Big sellers coming in. Kind of not sure why I take that trade. It's very mid-range of me. Oh, there we go. There's something. Then does a little 3-bar and just totally reverses on that. Little slap back there. Now it's going to break this trend line and really unwind. And this the 5-minute did close 40 seconds ago. And so see how this candle closes. 10 seconds to the close of it. And it looks like the verdict is down. Although it is happening slowly, it does not look nice. Increased volume on that sell. I know there's like a big unwind somewhere. I mean, was that what I was thinking of? No, it's right there. Okay, so yeah, then it kind of continues downward from there. It eventually will come back up. So. And then OMH does some wild stuff here. Why not? Look at that for a second. See, like this stuff is just, I don't want to trade this. I don't like it. It's just, I don't trust that I can get in at a good price and get out at a good price. I just hate it. The only place that looks semi-okay is down here. Well, anyways, my results are not typical. Day trading is risky, annoying, frustrating, all of the things in the world. And that is it for me today. You guys stay safe out there. Market today has been mediocre, okay. There was some action, and was able to take advantage of a little bit of it. So, catch you guys again mañana. Peace out.